And if Jesus cannot be found in your life, the devil will be found. So one of the first protocol for an encounter is nothing but hunger and thirst. Hunger and thirst. Genuine hunger and thirst. Go with me to the book of Psalms 42. Psalms chapter 42. Genuine hunger and thirst. Hunger. There has to be hunger. The Bible speaking in the book of Psalms chapter 42, he said, as the heart pants after the water brooks, so panted my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsted for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? Say, my tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, where is thy God? When I remember these things, I pour out my heart, my soul in me. For I have gone with the multitude, and went with them to the house of God, with a voice of joy and praise, with a multitude that kept the holy day. Why art thou cast down, O my soul? And why art thou disquieted in me? Hope thou in God, for I shall yet praise him for the help of his countenance. O my God, my soul is cast down within me. Therefore will I remember thee from the land of Jordan, and of the Hammonite, from the hill of Mizar. Deep call unto deep, at the noise of thy waterspout. All thy waves, and thy pillows are gone over me. As the deer pants, or as the heart pants after the water brooks, so also my soul after thee, O God. There is a desperation you must have to encounter God, my friends. I'm telling you, you must be so passionate about God. No one truly encounter God without being passionate about him. No one. It's not possible. It's impossible for a man to truly encounter God without being passionate about God. Passion is the number one requirement for an encounter. Passion. Because what you call hunger is fueled by passion. Do you know that anytime you are hungry, there is a passion that you have for food? You don't know that? I'm telling you. Hunger is fueled by passion. The only reason why, do you know that anytime you are very, very hungry or you are thirsty, you will feel as though you will finish a whole drum of water. Have you felt like that before? What is leading to that? That one is no longer the hunger. It's the passion. There is a passion you have for the thing that is doing as if you don't take this thing, you will die. There's a way you get hungry that you feel like kai. In fact, I remember there was a time I was so hungry. I went to the pot. I fetched the food, fetch. I was just looking down on the food I fetched, like the way I would finish here. I was just fetching plenty. When I went, I sat down. Even half, I could not do half. And I was looking at the tea, it was laughing at me, I was laughing at it. But there was a passion that the hunger gave me towards. As the heart, as the deer pant after the water brooks, so my soul pant after thee. Anytime you hear about the Lord, there is supposed to be a hunger and a passion that drives you. How do you feel about God? Do you have feelings for God? Do you have feelings for God? Or you feel is not important? Love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with everything. Everything inside of you need to ring a bell when you hear God. If it doesn't ring a bell, my brother, you don't have an encounter yet. A genuine encounter with God makes everything ring God. There is a sound, about God inside of you. And you can create this thing. I'm telling you. Seriously. The first protocol for an encounter is hunger and thirst. But in this hunger and thirst, you must understand passion. passion. When you understand that passion and that drive, then you have to understand compassion. Compassion. Because compassion is when passion now is mixed with emotion. So you are that, it makes you cry, it makes me weep. Haven't you wondered why we cry in the presence of God? Have you wondered? That one now is not hunger, now it's not thirst again. This one is a passion and a compassion. You don't even know why you are crying. There are days somebody can be leading prayer while I'm sitting down and weeping. You may not know. When I carry my head and go down, I'm just trying to clean tears. Even me, if you ask me, why are you crying? I'm telling you, I don't know why I'm crying. It's not as if I'm crying about something that did not eat something or somebody did something. No. Have you ever had a pure tears, just pure cry? There is that passion that happens in the presence of God that makes you malleable and ductile. It means that truly your heart and your encounter with God are genuine. You don't need to be flogged to cry. No. There is a love. A lady, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You don't even know why you are crying, but you love, but you are crying. Crying for what? There is the beauty that comes from it. It's a compassion. And every relationship or every level of association has these stages. The first level layer for an encounter with God, my friends, is that hunger and thirst. And that's why many more times when you begin a relationship initially with somebody, you know, there is that hunger. You feel like eating the person. In the days of my love, you tell the person I love you. You say I love you more than the way I love you. I love you more than the. So you are doubting. It's a lie. You don't love me. I love you. You don't love me like I love you. You say, how do you test it? How do you manage it? How can you be sure? That compassion makes you begin to feel you love God more than the way God loves you. That is a good state to remain. That is what is needed for an encounter to be sustained. In that kind of a state, you can't be doubting each other again. It's not possible. You become like the heart that pants after you always want to see. You know, there is that need to see. It's passion. It's a protocol of encounter. If anytime you are ashamed, you are afraid to have that passion with God, there's a problem. You need an encounter. If you are afraid, imagine somebody, your husband or your wife or your girl, and you are afraid of the person. Is that not a problem? When the person comes, haba. There should be compassion. There should be passion. The thing should be running you crazy. It's a state that you want to see. And after that, you advance to intimacy, where you just want to dwell. You don't even know why you want to hold the person's hand. You don't know why there is just that, you just want. It's a state. It's part of the required protocol for an encounter. So he said, deep now begin to call on to deep. As you begin to advance, as the heart pants after that water brooks, now he's coming. There is passion there. Then they begin to advance into deep. Now calling on to deep. That level of love, of compassion and passion is deep, but it's calling onto another deep again. Intimacy. And now the heart does not know why. You want to dive inside the water. You want to remain and feel the water. An encounter is a product of passion, compassion, and intimacy. And everyone that must walk with God must value the need to have a genuine passion with God. Why do we preach with so much passion? Why do we speak with so much conviction? That which we have seen, that which we have handled, that which we have taught, that is what we speak to you about. We love it so much that we will do it till we die. To you, God is not a big deal. It doesn't matter. If God likes, you should live. If God likes, you should die. If men like, they should talk about him. If they like, don't talk about it. How can we skit that they will be so passionate about the things they do? No one is passionate to talk about Jesus. Everybody is ashamed of him. Pastors these days are tired. They are tired of this job. They are tired because the desire now is no longer in their passion. The love for God, the compassion is the money they can get from it. What can you do even if they don't pay you? Do you feel happy? Are you joyous? Are you gloriously happy when you do it? If I have to come and see you as a guy or as a girlfriend, you have to pay me for me to see you. I don't know what we are doing again. You should be happy. Spend all the money just to see me for 10 minutes. You should be happy. As the dead are panned after the water brooks. These are the things that will make us sometimes feel that we don't waste our money when we travel. I remember many years ago when Bonke came to Nigeria for his final crusade, passing out the torch. Many of us, we and the Michael, many of those, we spent so much amount of money. We went to Lagos, sleeping on the ground. We went there just to see this thing, experience this thing for the moment. We spent so much amount of money traveling for conference. Sometimes because we go late, we will go when they are about to share the grace. But we are happy that we just came to that atmosphere. That is a passion, a hunger. And when we enter there, we are just satisfied. And do you know that if you don't have this kind of passion for God, you will not know why you find yourself in a beer parlor. When you see one bottle, green, red, blue, yellow, you are now excited. And you do your stomach like this. Because everybody has passion and compassion for something. First layer for an encounter is hunger and thirst. The next layer is concentration. See, that relationship will not remain in hunger and only passion. A day will come, you must be consecrated to each other. I'm telling you. Because the nature of mankind is that when mankind is tired of eating something, he wants another thing again. It's only consecration that will make you choose something and remain there. Are you getting my point now? If not because of consecration, after you are with Sister A today, after 2 months, she's not even a big deal. I even felt that she was heaven on earth. You don't know why you now behold another person again. And the deception there, you don't know that this other person is the same thing. Until when you went there first, after a while, you now realize, now the same thing. You now move. You will move like that before you finish the earth. All the ladies on the earth, you will die. You will be old. Consecration is another layer. Because what will make you choose God and remain in God is not because God will be sweet all the time. There are days where God will be bitter. But you will remain because you are already consecrated. Consecration is devotion. Another protocol that guarantees encounter is consecration. Go with me to the book of 1 Corinthians 6:19. The Bible said, do you know? Don't you know that your bodies are the temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have received from God, and that God dwelleth in you? A time comes when you now have to realize that you are not your own, you belong to God. And because you belong to God, you must be consecrated and devoted to Him. Everyone that has ever encountered God has chosen God and only Him alone. There is only one God. Every other one is not a God. It's an idol. And I'm telling you the truth, if all what you feel is that God is going to be sweet all the time, He may not be sometimes. Because there are days God will come to you not as a friend. There are days God come to you as a judge, as a someone that will rebuke you. In that day, what will still make you choose God is because you are already consecrated to Him. Our friend Brother Theophilus said, we have been sold out as a sacrifice. Do you understand now? If you have already been given as a sacrifice, you cannot come and say, okay, have you ever seen a goat that had been taken to Babalawo Shrine, left the place and say, no, can't be used for sacrifice again? When you are already taken there, you can't go out again. Your own is gone. Consecration is when you devote yourself as a sacrifice, as a living sacrifice to the Lord. Romans chapter 12, right? I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye offer your body as a living sacrifice. It's consecration. Everyone that must encounter God must understand the need to be consecrated to God. What are you consecrated to? What you are consecrated to truly determine what you belong to. Do you know that you can have 1,000 ladies around you? The one you are consecrated to is your lady. Because consecration is devotion, dedication. Where does your dedication, your allegiance, your loyalty lies? That place of loyalty and allegiance is what is called consecration. Because your consecration is your allegiance, your dedication, your loyalty. That is where you receive instructions for life, for godliness, for survival. So that person can tell you, do this, and you will do. Not because you want to do, but the demand of consecration will shift you to do it. If in consecration they give you an order to obey and you disobey, you are not consecrated. Because consecration makes you single. So what we guarantee encounter apart from hunger is that you come to a point where you are consecrated. And when you are consecrated to God, He can begin to give you instructions and laws. So when He say pray, you won't be tired. Fast, you won't be sacrifice. Lie down like this, move like this, go and pray at the roundabout. You are not seeing it as a hard thing. If you are not consecrated to a guy or to a lady, anything they say you should do, it will be hard. You will find it as a burden. Why are you telling me to do this? No consecration. Consecration makes the demands of God easy. Because God will make demand upon you. And part of the requirement of this protocol in this encounter is that there has to be consecration. We must be consecrated to God. We belong to God by default. Do you belong to God or do you belong to yourself? If you belong to God, why is it that He has been giving you instruction you are not obeying? If you are obeying the devil so much more than God, it then means that there is something wrong with your consecration. It's not a big word. It's just your allegiance, your devotions, your dedication. Where does it come from? It's to who? If God said this, the devil said this, what will you do? It took me time to realize that Adam and Eve were not consecrated to God. If not, they cannot doubt. If you are consecrated, there's a way. If you are consecrated to somebody, you can't doubt what they say. I'm not joking. There are people that when you are highly consecrated to them, even if they are wrong, they seem to be right. Why? Because consecration will make you think that God is wrong. You can't even think it. Because you belong to Him. He has already laid claim and hold of you. You have advanced on that level of hunger, passion, whatsoever. Now you have entered consecration. So everything about you, when they see, you are not you again. You are somebody else. It's part of the protocol required for an encounter. The next protocol required again, I want to summarize them so that we can pray. But I'm trying to give you a light eye view so that you see that the only reason why the devil can lay claim of you is because your life is not sold out. So because we have to offer ourselves and sell ourselves to God so that when the devil comes, you are no longer his own. He will leave you, pack his load and go. There was a song somebody sang here, say, Kwashe Zuba, right? Devil will kwashe his own and go. The next protocol for an encounter is separation. Separation. Jeremiah chapter 29 from 12 and 14. Jeremiah 29, 12 and 14. The Bible said, then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and you will find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declare the Lord. When a man is consecrated to God, he should naturally be separated to God. There has to be a separation. There has to be a demarcation. You cannot belong to God and belong to the devil again. You cannot be married to Paul and be married to Eagle at the same time. That's what we're talking about, separation now. Is that okay? Consecration will demand a separation. A separation is that there has to be a belonging. Everybody lay claim of belonging. Is that true? So what defines a consecration is separation. Because after there is consecration, there has to be a definition of separation. Now we know that we belong to God, but now we must be separated unto God. So every other thing is a defilement. This is the reason why in Babylon, the children, the Hebrew boys can say, it is an evil thing that we are consecrated to God and not separated to Him. Come and eat together with us. They say, no, we can't even come and stay with you people. We have to be separated. Why? Because we are called out from among you. Say, be ye separated. Be ye. He said, there is no relationship between light and darkness. It's separation. Light and darkness, there cannot be togetherness. Are you getting my point now? That mixture is not supposed to exist. How can you mix light and darkness together? Is it possible? You can't call it anything. That mixture is not supposed to be. There has to be clear cut separation.